Welcome back. Last night in Houston, the Rockets were about a minute away from another disappointing setback. The Spurs appeared to have the game in hand as the clock ticked to under 40 seconds remaining in regulation. But what happened next turned out to be one of the greatest finishes in the history of the NBA.
The 16-4 Spurs take on Tracy McGrady and the Rockets.
Now the Spurs have done this to a lot of people. Houston can't feel too badly about it.
We got a little sloppy, obviously, down the stretch, and Tracy took advantage of it and was unbelievable.
Timeout, and Popovich obviously upset with Manu.
Here's McGrady for three. 35 seconds to go.
Just trying to do anything possible, get a shot up. And situations like that, best player got to step up and try to make plays, and shots are falling for me at the end.
And the Spurs now lead by 7. Rockets looking for a quick shot. Bowen is all over McGrady. Foul is picked up. It's a potential 4-point play. Tracy McGrady from downtown, and Tim Duncan could not get out of the way. He's called for the foul.
You know, he got Timmy in an awkward way, 4-point play down the stretch.
And somehow gets it to go. Incredible shot by T-Mac.
That's what gave me confidence. When I knocked down that 4-point play, he gave me confidence to just do it again. Anytime I got the ball in my hand in any room that I got to get up a shot, I was going to let it go.
Barrett can't find anybody. They have no timeouts remaining. Finally gets it in to McGrady. McGrady over Bowen for 3. Yes! Yes! Tracy McGrady cuts it to a 2-point lead.
And now you've got the best defender in the game on McGrady. How does he hit this?
I don't know how I got him off because Bruce Bowen is a pest on the defensive end. But, you know, my will just took over and was knocking down shots for me.
Devin Brown caught the ball at the end. We had to be fouled, and he fell down.
Trying to make things difficult for Brent Barry. Gets it in. Devin Brown lost it.
That's a lot of stuff to happen.
Here comes McGrady. No timeouts remaining. McGrady for the win. Yes! 1.7 to go. San Antonio with no timeout. Here's Parker, and the Rockets steal a game from the Spurs. Tracy McGrady with an incredible performance down the stretch, including a 4-point play. And it's all McGrady scoring the last 13 for the Rockets. 13 points in 33 seconds.
And he never had a doubt that he was going to pull up from 3 and go for the win, and why not? Unbelievable.
Yeah, he hit some great shots. He got to that line and just kind of fired it up there. Not a whole lot we can do.
All those things had to happen. You know, Tracy had to make those shots, and it did. But we contributed, and Tracy was great.
All those people who left, Marv, they're driving home in their cars right now wondering, what were we thinking?
They played a great last 50 seconds. Tracy did, and found a way to win. Unfortunate for us, but that's how it goes.
Well, we were supposed to just trap and go for a steal. Unfortunately, fortunate enough the guy slipped. Ball came right to me, and the only thing I was thinking about, I didn't want to tie the game, so I was thinking about getting up for 3. Got it up, ball game. I never been a part of anything like this, so you got to excuse me.
One of the great all-time finishes to a basketball game. Just a shame that was a regular season game, but you just look at some of the faces, Greg Popovich and the players involved in that performance, and you have to feel for those fans that left early.
Unbelievable. And apparently they were upset with a couple of minutes to go. Their ire was expressed, and you saw Andre Barrett trying to get in the huddle there.
Right.
The enthusiasm, and people don't understand that. I mean, it's all about winning, and when something like this happens, they act like high school or grade school people. I mean, the emotion of that finish, and again, we said earlier, the kickstart. I think that's very important for this team. They're going to get something to jar them, and we've addressed the guard play, maybe not being up to the standard that they necessarily need, but McGrady can play a lot of positions, and maybe even in his mind now, he's taken over, making the decisions and making the big play and getting people's enthusiasm involved. This was just incredible. And the other end, I sound like Tom Knott here now. I'm going on and on, right?
Keep it going.
I couldn't believe how Jerry West used to have this ability to dribble to a spot, and the last dribble was a hard dribble. And that he didn't have to carry the ball up. It came up on his own as he would square. Bernard King used to do it in the post. Well, if you notice in these, he is going as hard as he can to the line, and the last one is, and always the defender has that little slide. I want to keep all our camera guys moving. Just that little slide, and that's what gave him the cushion with Bowen, and in a sense with Duncan. And the last play when Parker and a partner, I forget who the other guy was, trying to trap him on that shot. And it's just great body control and an extraordinary ability to dribble and use the dribble effectively to get the ball up easily.
Raf, you talk about really the entire body of work is just incredible. 13 points in the final 35 seconds. Brings back those memories of Reggie Miller, of course, Isaiah Thomas, some of his heroic late-game performances. But the most impressive aspect has to be the fact that T-Mac did this against probably the best defensive team in the league. You mentioned Bruce Bowen. You won't find a better one-on-one defender than him, and it just seems like once McGrady got to that level, no one could stay in front of him.
Well, you said exactly right. Bowen and also Duncan on one of the plays, too, on his show right here. And this is a guy that usually has great control, the fundamental. He just went forward, and that's what happened. Now, look at this hard drill. The last one's easy to square. Bowen doesn't want to foul, and he elevated. Now, watch here, left here. Here's the double, and look at that. Bang! Up, and the release. It's just absolutely gorgeous, fundamental clinic basketball. And I just love how he radiated in the interview, too. Like, he was really pumped up, and hopefully for Jeff Van Gundy, this is a harbinger of things to come.
After Greg Popovich, what can you do? You just try to forget about it. They couldn't defend any better than they did. They had players just draped all over T-Mac, but one of the most electrifying finishes, certainly, that we've seen in the history of the NBA. People waiting for T-Mac to explode. He certainly did that last night. Big win for the Houston Rockets over the Spurs.